The world's top 10 most expensive presidential aircraft, Kim Jong-un barely sneaks in at number 10, the United States sits at number 3, and the number 1 is worth a staggering $16 billion, with every single flight costing up to $50 million. On the global political stage, a president's plane isn't just transportation, it's a flying emblem of national power and technological dominance. According to the latest data, one of these airborne fortresses alone costs up to $5 billion, more than an aircraft carrier. These skyborne beasts come packed with missile defense systems, mid-air refueling, encrypted command centers, and some even boast luxurious bedrooms, full conference halls, and onboard operating rooms. Today, Planet Top 10 takes you inside the 10 most outrageously expensive presidential jets on Earth. Get ready to have your mind blown. 10th place, North Korea's Air Force One. This aircraft carries both the fading sunset glow of Soviet aviation industry and the lavish ambitions of a contemporary authoritarian ruler. It is the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's personal jet, Chamilu-1, Eagle-1, transformed from an aging airliner, a behemoth with a 42-meter wingspan. This is nothing less than a mobile museum of authoritarian art. White leather seats dominate the space with exaggerated bulk, a rosewood conference table gleams under the cabin lights with a deep crimson sheen, crystal ashtrays refract every ray of projected power. Red national emblems on the cabin walls, paired with golden inscriptions of the State Affairs Commission chairman, push political semiotics to the extreme. The jarring mix of modern communications gear and traditional decor lays bare the no-expense spared renovation. To graft satellite phones, electronic navigation systems, and other contemporary tech onto a 1960s airframe, North Korean engineers walked a tightrope between structural safety and functional demands. Doubts about the aircraft's reliability have never ceased. Half a century in service, its engines still run on Soviet-era Kuznetsov NK-8 turbofans, fuel-guzzling tigers that burn 3 tons of kerosene per hour, long obsolete in modern aviation. Yet the regime pours astronomical maintenance funds into preserving the leader's dignified ride. Leaked 2015 before and after photos reveal that the interior upgrade alone involved special imports of Italian leather, Austrian crystal, and other luxuries, materials acquired under international sanctions at a real cost likely dozens of times the plane's original value. Unlike his father Kim Jong-il's flight-phobic conservatism, Kim Jong-un displays an almost obsessive desire to control aviation. The private runway newly built beside his palace in Wonsanport is less a practical facility than an extension of power aesthetics. When state television broadcasts footage of the leader personally gripping the yoke, every frame reinforces a modern myth fusing technology and authoritarian might. This performative aviation worship demands endless infusions of cash, from light trainer aircraft and their upkeep to the construction of aviation facilities in private villa zones, forming a bottomless resource sink. The jet's last public appearance was in 2018, when Kim Jong-un's younger sister Kim Yo-jong rode it to attend the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. When Chamilu-1 touched down at a South Korean airport, the world finally got a close-up look at this flying antique. Subtle repair patches along the fuselage seam stood in absurd contrast to the cabin's gleaming new gold-plated fittings. 9th place, Africa's most powerful presidential jet. In 2011, a piece of news from a North African country left the world in disbelief. The Tunisian government was openly putting up for sale on the international market a presidential jet, registration TSK-2T, an Airbus A340-500, that its former ruler had splurged on. This airborne palace's luxury DNA starts revealing itself right from the power plant. For Rolls-Royce Trent 553-61 engines form its heart, each one costing as much as a small airport's annual maintenance budget. Born from the crown jewel of British industry, these powerhouses were once the holy grail of global aviation. Pilots called their distinctive hum the Angel's Aria. It was precisely this priceless propulsion system that let the A340-500 reign as the world's longest-range airliner until 2006. Even today, after the Boeing 777-200LR stole the crown, it still boasts a staggering 16,670-kilometer range, enough to fly non-stop from Tunis to Australia and back. The real jaw-droppers, though, hide inside the cabin. Official specs say a standard layout seats 293 passengers, but after VIP customization by Sabina Technics, this 67.93-meter-long metal tube was completely gutted. Where economy seats once sat, you might now find gold-plated bathroom fixtures, an entire conference table carved from African ebony, and and cabin carpets woven using traditional North African craftsmanship. Astonishingly, after delivery to the Tunisian government, this airborne colossus spent years parked at Bordeaux-Mérignac Airport in France for modifications and upkeep. The parking fees alone could have funded an entire small African nation's basic education for a year. This $200 million flying marvel's ownership saga is a condensed history of modern kleptocracy. Originally ordered by India's Kingfisher Airlines, it changed hands during the global financial crisis and ended up in the pocket of Tunisia's deposed president, Zine El Abidine Ben Ali. The irony? The dictator who got swept away by the Arab Spring barely ever used it. He preferred the relatively low-key Boeing BBJ. So this multi-billion-dollar engineering miracle gathered dust in hangars, depreciating day after day, until the revolution shoved it onto the auction block for an asking price of $340 to $500 million. Waiting alongside it, a Dassault Falcon 900B belonging to the president's son-in-law. The two jets sat on tarmacs in Geneva and Bordeaux like silent witnesses, screaming how one ruling family toyed with an entire nation's wealth. Now, rebranded as anti-corruption trophies awaiting new buyers, every component bears the shocking price tag of graft. Estimates say just keeping both aircraft airworthy each year devoured more than 15% of Tunisia's entire public health budget. 8th place, Mexico's presidential jet. How hard can it be to sell a plane? It took the Mexican government for years, 3 presidential terms, 2 failed buyer negotiations, and 1 laughable raffle to finally offload this $218 million hot potato. In 2023, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner finally touched down in Dushan wearing Tajikistan's livery. Back in 2012, when then-President Felipe Calderón greenlit this airborne palace, he no doubt pictured himself soaring in style among world leaders. Gold-threaded presidential suite, conference table carved from a single slab of walnut, private bathroom with massage tub. These township-level details turned a 78-seat jet into a flying 7-star hotel. But when Andrés Manuel López Obrador, AMLO, rode an anti-privilege wave into office in 2018, a plane costing $2.72 million per seat instantly became the government's most unwanted liability. The original raffle promised the winner outright ownership. Reality quickly slapped that down. $400,000 in monthly parking fees alone, never mind the $100,000 fuel burn per takeoff, exposed its gold-eating beast nature. When word came that Tajikistan had taken it off their hands, Mexican treasury officials probably cracked open champagne in their offices. This Central Asian nation, per capita GDP less than a third of Mexico's, snagged it at 40 cents on the dollar, complete with still shrink-wrapped gold-plated cutlery and Italian leather seats. The bitter irony? The very bespoke excesses that once screamed prestige now doomed it to luxury deadstock status on the secondary market. After all, heads of state who need marble bathrooms in the sky are rarer than Boeing 787 Buyers Club members. AMLO's grin at the handover ceremony was caught on every camera. The leader who insists on military transports for travel stepped aboard his predecessor's flying palace for the first and last time, announcing to the lenses that the proceeds would fund 2 public hospitals. At the journey's other end, Tajik officials stayed tight-lipped about the jet's future use, letting only the freshly painted national flag gleam under the sun. 7th place, Brunei's Golden Jet. Not everyone born with a silver spoon stays golden, but Brunei's Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah is the glittering exception. This monarch, who mixed petroleum into his baby formula, proves money makes whims real on a whole new level. When he orders the bathroom faucets on his private jet plated in gold, it's as casual as the rest of us sprinkling sugar in coffee. The second longest reigning monarch alive, after Queen Elizabeth II, worth $20 to $40 billion, he turns oil dollars into moving collectibles. 7,000 luxury cars overflow his garages. A bespoke Rolls-Royce fleet is just the baseline. At his wedding, he even wrapped limos in 24-karat gold sculptures. Yet the true crown jewel, the airborne Louvre, is his Boeing 747-400. The refit bill alone could fund lifetimes of economy-class flights. When Boeing delivered the base jet in 2010 for $260 million, they never dreamed the cabin would become a flying Versailles starter pack. The Sultan's final tab, $100 to $400 million for the airframe plus $120 million in decor. The renovation crew's daily grind? Left hand cradling Lalique crystal, right lugging Burmese teak, 24-karat gold spray gun holstered at the hip, coating every corner in nouveau-riche shine. From a remote-controlled office to a master suite with ensuite bath, from custom-carpeted conference room to dining table on pure silver pedestals, this jet nails the ultimate fantasy. Live like royalty at 40,000 feet. The most outrageous detail hides in the lavatory. While mortals debate heated toilet seats, the Sultan's waist enjoys VIP passage through a solid gold throne. Rumor has it the entire bathroom system, faucets to floor drains, is gold-plated. Even the towel rack flashing money is meaningless sparkle. A stock 747 to 400 seats, 416 passengers. Post-refit, the space could host an aerial gala, but the Sultan prefers solo contemplation across the 22-meter cabin. The jet packs Black Tech 2, expanded fuel tanks push range past 15,000 kilometers, Brunei to New York non-stop. And yes, His Majesty occasionally takes the yoke himself. Picture the scene, the monarch in tailored flight uniform, gripping a gold-plated control column, dashboard bathed in crystal chandelier glow. Pure Arabian Nights, but at Mach 0.85. 6th place, France's presidential jet. For ordinary French citizens, a long-haul flight means curling up in economy, gnawing on a sandwich. For former President François Hollande, it was a 7-star hotel at 35,000 feet. His Airbus A330-200, worth $270 million, could buy an entire Haussmann building in central Paris. As he glided through the clouds, the cabin didn't just smell of freshly brewed coffee, it housed classified systems capable of ordering missile launches. The world's most expensive mobile Elysee Palace, this airborne titan's luxury would humble billionaires. Push open the door, a presidential suite with a 2-meter wide double bed, gold-plated faucets in the bathroom, a walk-in closet big enough for 50 bespoke suits. The jaw-dropper? Deep in the fuselage, a 12-seat soundproof conference room, air vibration frequencies specially tuned so not even a fly could eavesdrop on state secrets. Even wilder, a mini-operating theater. No one wants the president forced to emergency land in some backwater with acute appendicitis. Fiber optic networks let him run global video summits, special frequencies stay live even in nuclear war. While skimming over the African desert, Hollande could sip Burgundy and command carrier strike groups via encrypted link in real time. Engineers whispered that developing the aerial war room alone cost 5 standard A330s. No wonder the government crammed civil servants onto the metro to fund flying Normandy. The jet's origin? French DNA level pride. In 2009, President Sarkozy's aging A319 nearly starred in an African airborne horror show. Engine failure gave the cabinet 30 minutes of freefall terror. Traumatized, France sold the old birds as scrap and splurged on this A330 refit, even installing EMP shielding under the floor. For a nuclear power, a hacked presidential jet is scarier than a crash. A romantic footnote, the escort fleet includes 2 Falcon 7X jets, one nicknamed by Sarkozy after his supermodel wife, Carla Bruni. When low-key socialist Hollande took over, he kept the gold-scripted signature on the fuselage. Beneath the stern facade, a quiet nod to Gallic romance? Don't be fooled by the charm. Those little escorts are armed to the teeth. Even the hand sanitizer is blast-tested. You never know if the crowd at the Alpine foothold is cheering or carrying RPGs. 5th place, Jordan's most expensive aircraft. You think a 7-star hotel is the pinnacle of luxury? Jordan's royal jet, the Airbus A340-600, begs to differ. This $275 million airborne palace, its airframe alone costs as much as 2 standard commercial airliners, is just the start. The real extravagance lurks out of sight. Those for Rolls-Royce Trent 500 engines don't just punch through 12,500 meters of sky, they sip 15% less fuel than rivals. Amusingly, the official line calls this power plant, each engine pricier than 2 small private jets, the economical, eco-friendly choice. It's like dubbing a diamond-encrusted Rolex a practical timepiece. Pure black humor. But buying the beast was mere foreplay. The real money pit yawns ahead. Stretching 75.3 meters, longer than many soccer pitches, with a 63.45-meter wingspan wider than a classic Boeing 747, it boasts a 380,000 kilograms max takeoff weight. No wonder its running costs eclipse peers. In 2 brutal ways. First, those for engines guzzle fuel like no tomorrow, especially on marathon hauls, stacking up oil bills taller than Everest. Second, maintenance and inspections for the quartet are a fiscal black hole, ballooning as parts age and wear, demanding endless repairs and swaps. Yet inside, absolute regal treatment for the monarch. Seats swathed in premium leather, supple, breathable bliss, each with a massive personal entertainment screen for movies, tunes, and games. The kicker? They flatten fully into beds for mid-flight naps. Beyond that, a gourmet menu worthy of a fine dining hall, every dish handpicked and crafted for flavor and flair. Craving Middle Eastern classics or global fusion? It's all here, on demand. With range enough for Amman to New York non-stop, the Jordanian royals clearly savor layovers in Paris or Geneva instead, who'd skip extra helpings of Michelin-starred aerial cuisine in their flying fiefdom. Fourth place, Germany's aerial fortress. When it comes to flying, the average person pictures the cramped agony of economy-class knees jamming into the seat ahead, or the sting of shelling out for a bottle of water on a budget airline. But Angela Merkel's Sky Chariot takes poverty limits imagination to a whole new stratosphere. This isn't just transport, it's a flying fortress on the move. The Airbus A340-313X, dubbed Konrad Adenauer, after Germany's first post-war chancellor, was once a humdrum Lufthansa workhorse. In 2011, after a massive military refit, it pulled off a full Cinderella transformation, at a cost equivalent to $300 million, enough to snap up half a block of Manhattan apartments. Inside, a shower, private bedroom, video conference suite, and a fully soundproofed negotiation room. You half expect Q from the Bond films to pop out with gadgets. The real stunner, non-stop range of 13,500 kilometers from Berlin to Beijing without refueling. Those wing-mounted tanks, not your average fuel bladders, they're golden money pits guzzling cash. The flagship's extravagance, its safety suite leaves jaws on the floor. Missile defense systems, IFF, identification friend or foe, gear, stuff ripped straight from fighter jets, now crammed into a civilian liner. Bulletproof windows shrug off electromagnetic pulses, comms link straight to NATO HQ. It's like scripting Air Force One into real life. No wonder German media quips, the plane's only flaw is overkill security. Even a mosquito needs radar clearance to buzz close. Sure, the US version hogs more headlines, but Germany's A340 squeezes in 45 extra passengers and a conference room the size of a university lecture hall. During the 2019 G7 summit, Merkel's crew notched a 72-hour, three-continent meeting marathon, flipping seamlessly between onboard bedroom and office for non-stop work mode. The irony? In 2018, not 2014, as the old script goofed, a comms glitch forced the Chancellor to hijack a commercial flight to the G20 in Argentina, turning a $300 million VIP bird into a punchline. When the luxury liner strikes, that $1 million backup suddenly feels like a steal. These days, the duo of aerial palaces devours $8.3 million annually in upkeep, enough to ship 2 cases of beer to every German household. Pros to priorities. Third place, US Air Force One. If I told you there's an aircraft with its own electromagnetic pulse shield, infrared decoy flares, and a full medical operating room, one that can even keep flying after a nuclear blast, you'd probably think it's straight out of a sci-fi flick. But in reality, this doomsday warbird sits in a hangar at Joint Base Andrews, right now. It's the US President's aerial office and mobile fortress, Air Force One. This blue and white Boeing 747 is arguably the world's most opulent flying machine, with fuel tanks that can span half the globe. The cabin packs 87 encrypted phones and 9 TVs. Even the toilets are custom engineered to leave 0 biological traces mid-flight. The galley stocks meals for 2,000 people. The presidential bedroom boasts 5 cm thick bulletproof glass. And the kicker? Hit the emergency button, and the whole bird seals into a steel bunker in 3 seconds flat. At $325 million apiece, these aren't just planes. They're airborne arcs. But all that lavish kit pales next to its incoming successor. The new Air Force One debuting in 2027 makes the originals look like relics. These 2 Boeing 747-8 based flying palaces clocked a $3.2 billion procurement tab alone. Toss in R&D and mods, and you're staring down nearly $4 billion, enough to snag 6 Airbus A380s with cash left over to gold leaf the lot. The upgrade swaps in thriftier GE Jiang's engines, ballooning range from the old 13,000 kilometers to a whopping 16,000 kilometers, Washington to Hong Kong and back, no sweat. The Pentagon armored its comms with digital shields against hackers and EMPs. Rumor has it the wings hide stealthy radar-absorbing coatings that mimic a garden-variety airliner. But the cash hemorrhage? Relentless. In 2017, Trump himself waded into haggle, slashing the ballooning $5.2 billion blueprint to $4 billion, at the expense of ditching the flashy red-white-blue paint job. Redesigning the livery? Another $300 million down the drain. Yet Air Force One's never been mere wheels, it's a diplomatic weapon. In 1973, Nixon ferried Soviet boss Leonid Brezhnev cross-country, where whiskey met vodka aloft and thawed Cold War frostbite. In 2012, Obama and UK PM David Cameron chowed burgers while streaming the NBA at 35,000 feet. These sky-high schmoozes drench US jet fuel in geopolitical savvy. Today, each old bird torches $200,000 in fuel per takeoff, sprinkling $100 bills into the clouds every minute. Peanuts, though, next to the newbie's $3.2 billion sticker shock. Second place, India's aerial aircraft carrier. The US Air Force One's fame thunders across the globe, but you might not know that India has its own version. The Indians equipped their head of state with 2 airborne palaces totaling 84 billion rupees, nearly $1 billion, averaging $483 million per bird, outpricing even Trump's iconic Boeing 747. This luxury fleet, dubbed India Air Force One, is a sky-floating vault, with rupees practically oozing from the seat stitching. Originally commercial Boeing 777-300ers from Air India, they caught the military's eye in 2016 and were hauled to Texas for a full bomb-proof makeover. When engineers cracked open the fuselage, they revealed 238 miles of cabling, enough to loop Beijing's 5th Ring Road nearly 4 times. Not for extra USB ports. Mind you, it's a copper iron bastion engineered to shrug off nuclear EMP blasts. To let VIPs catch ZS at 35,000 feet, designers bolted on missile warning systems, infrared jammers, and electromagnetic shields, morphing civilian liners into flying armored tanks. The slickest tricks hide in plain sight. While other nations' jets guzzle mid-air refuels, these bad boys stretch from New Delhi to Washington non-stop, turning 14-hour slogs into seamless sky offices. The cabins are rigid pecking order, like a mobile caste system. Presidents and PMs hog the berth-equipped luxury suites, ministers huddle in first class, puzzling crosswords, armed guards and curry-wielding chefs share economy, journos cram the yellow tag zone, tapping away in silence. This color-coded boarding card hierarchy turns every flight into a Hunger Games aerial edition. Don't let the swagger fool you. Their origin story's pure magical realism. Back in the day, PMs hijacked civilian 747s for jaunts, until 2009's farce, a catering cart smashed the plane, stranding the PM at Delhi airport for 3 hours. Now IAF operated, with Air India engineers on maintenance duty, they've ditched the old red-craned logo that screamed, taxi service for good. The moment an Indian leader steps off, the fuselage's bold Ashoka emblem and tailwing national crest flash as this rising power's priciest billboard. For the average Indian, though, the duo's tab equals 2 cups of milky chai per citizen nationwide. Just wonder, are those teas served in bulletproof mugs, or kept toasty by missile defense arrays? First place, Saudi Arabia's Imperial Jet. Ever daydreamed about installing an elevator and garage on a private plane? Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal didn't just dream it, he shelled out cash to make it real. His $500 million order for the airborne behemoth A380 stands as history's priciest nouveau riche toy, a flying palace bigger than the US President's Air Force One. Originally slated for stables, a marble bathhouse, and even Superman Vision virtual reality floors, it turned into one of the most spectacular flameouts in tycoon spending sprees. When it comes to flexing wealth, billionaires snapping up private jets is old hat, like Jeff Bezos's $65 million Gulfstream G650. But stacked against the prince's splash, those are just toy cars. At the 2007 Dubai Airshow, this investment heavyweight, holder of stakes in Apple, Twitter, and more, rolled up in his Boeing 747 to ink the deal for the world's first VIP A380. The base double-decker clocks in at $300 million. The prince jacked it to $485 million, about 16 billion new Taiwan dollars, like hitting a $500,000 lottery daily for 8 years straight. To build this aerial Versailles, he tapped Britain's design Q firm. A standard A380 crams in 800 economy seats. You'd find just 20 VIP suites, 5 royal bedrooms with king-sized beds, and a garage for Rolls-Royces. The wildest twist, the cargo hold reborn as a Turkish hammam, all sheathed in 2mm marble thin as phone screens. Designers juggled calculators like mad. Every extra kilo aloft means $1,500 more in annual fuel burned. Just when you think that's the ceiling, the blueprints hit even wilder wizardry. Electronic prayer rugs auto-orienting to Mecca, screen-floored decks mimicking Superman saw, a glass elevator beside the spiral stairs, even a touchscreen acrylic mega-table in the conference room. The prince demanded dedicated nooks for racehorses and falcons, hauling Arabian court life to 35,000 feet. Designers confessed 30-plus meetings just to nail the gold trim, every gram risked tipping the balance. But this tycoon fantasy shattered against the 2008 financial crisis. Airbus, eyeing sales of 20 private A380s, nearly lost even the Prince's order. Talks dragged 5 years. The price plunged from $485 million to $130 million, with a $19.5 million down payment and the rest spread over 10-year installments. The real rub? He insisted on retrofitting a test airframe, serial number 002, only to discover the structure couldn't handle the Lux load. In the end, this A380 molded for a decade in Toulouse, France, until 2020 when it was quietly scrapped for parts to patch other jets. And that's a wrap on this episode. Which of these 10 outrageously expensive presidential jets left the deepest mark on you? Drop your pick in the comments below. If you enjoyed the ride, smash that like button, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time.